Hello, my name is Mass. I'm the CEO of Quick Order, and today I'm joined by our country manager from the UK, George Kenny Herbert. This podcast is about the whole COVID-19 situation and what we've done to try and help our clients strive under these very odd circumstances, and how our clients manage to strive and what they've done to boost their revenue even in these hard times. But before we get to that, I'd like to give a bit of context on who Quick Order are and what we actually do. So Quick Order is born and raised in Denmark. We have our headquarters in Denmark. We provide an operating system or an end-to-end solution for restaurants in Denmark, Norway, UK, and even Spain. It's an end-to-end solution, meaning that it's point of sale, schedule planning, and table booking all in one system, interconnected so that everything speaks seamlessly together and there's only one user interface. But no more about that. Now I'll hand the word over to George, who will take you through the day of today and will give you what really matters, all of the nice insights on how we helped our customers earn more money in these hard times.
Thank you very much for the introduction and handover there, Mads. So yes, my name is George and I'm the UK Country Manager for Quick Order. What I wanted to speak to you about in this next section is actually kind of what we've learned from listening to clients over Europe, listening to our clients over Europe and sort of their feedback. And I guess the most important aspect to think about and to talk about at the top of this section is that there is no one size that fits all. The first thing and the most important thing to know is that these solutions are in place and to help you support your local community, the people that are immediately surrounding your hospitality location. From a food truck to a fine dining, it doesn't matter if you're looking to try and get click and collect or delivery or online ordering going right now. The people that you need to look for and the people you need to aim for are the people within 15 minutes walk of your restaurant, as this is going to be your target market for the time being. Because as we know, the restrictions in place right now are meaning that people are not able to travel for long distances, and obviously can get fined for being outside anyway. So just one thing to start off with, and yeah, to focus on. It's your immediate neighbours that we need to look out for and try and support in during this time. And just to give a little bit more detail there, these neighbours, these hospitality industries that we're talking about and talking to when I talk about clients over Europe, these are our target market, and that for quick order, the people that we can support the most are SMEs, small and medium enterprises. This is mum and pop pizza places all the way up to sort of multiple location groups, in a town. We're not talking big chains or anything like that. We are not suitable for them. We're not in operation for them. We are in existence to support SMEs. So this is our sort of bread and butter, and really why we wanted to get these solutions in place and out there for the market to help people that are interested in staying above ground and above water during this kind of time. It's not anything obviously we've experienced before as a globe. So it's not something we can really look back on at all for experiences. But we can try and do our best right now. So these three options are for people that are wanting to do their best. So the first one I wanted to talk to you about here and introduce was the click and collect option. And what this kind of looks like and how it works with Quick Order is that we'd actually give you a log into our solution and into our EPOS system for the first 3 months, and we wouldn't charge anything for that. Obviously, two, just because we know it's putting a new infrastructure into your restaurant, and we want to try and help you during this time, not to try and make money from you. So that's the reason you would get a free EPOS system for the first sort of 3 months, and we'd then reassess that and see exactly where the COVID market is, what the restrictions are. And what that means is, as soon as the EPOS system's in, and as soon as the menus and everything are loaded onto your new system, that menu is then generated directly on an online menu link, and that hyperlink is then served into Facebook groups or into Instagram groups, onto your mailing list, anyone that you already have access to. And what it means is that they can actually just go straight onto your site, order your full menu, including extras, drinks, anything else, from one site where the payment is taken on there. And as soon as that order is taken, the orders are printed directly into your kitchen. So obviously your kitchens can start getting them ready. Now this solution is actually completely free to get started with. As long as you have Epson or Star printers and an iPad, we can actually get this, get online orders directly into your kitchen. The only fee that is associated to this at all is a 2% transaction fee, which is taken per order. The reason that is taken, there is still these are still businesses that that we're dealing with, and unfortunately they can't just give away everything for free right now. But to do it for 2%, when the rest of the market is doing it for 32 and 35%, we feel it is very strong. That 2% can rise, but it is frozen up until June 1st at the moment, and then it will be reassessed as that they've taken it down from 6% normally to 2%, to try and help restaurants during this time. So again, that will be reassessed at the end of June, but we need to find out a little bit more about where the world's going to be. But yeah, that's the first one. So that's a click and collect option, which you can get going pretty much for free as long as you have an Epson Star printer, and obviously those are the two biggest brands that we find on the market. If you didn't have that, we can always help you source them as well. Now, the second option is something that I want to talk to you a little bit more about, because this is something that's a little bit more simpler maybe to put into place, and very, very quick to get online with. So it's just a online payment link, and this is generated from our fantastic partners, iZettle. And what they've done here is literally just a online link where you can send people to make payments. This just makes sure that payments and any orders are paid for before they are made and sent into the kitchen to be made. It's the simplest way of getting online very, very quickly. It doesn't mean that people can order from an online menu, though. It is ordering from a menu and just paying online. This is also what you get with this little package. It's a one-off fee of £29, which we think is very, very good. And what you get for that is a card reader, which allows you to take contactless payments in the restaurant if somebody did come and just collect something. And it also, again, just allows you to take online payments. On those online payments have been frozen again. They've been frozen to 1.75, normally from 2.75. So again, in response to COVID and trying to look out for people that are looking out for the market, we find that the iZettle as our partners have gone a little bit above and beyond. They've made this available as well across the world, so Brazil, Mexico, Denmark, Netherlands, Finland, Norway, France, Germany, Spain, Sweden, Italy, and of course the UK. So this is one that might be a little bit more suitable for some of our other clients in these more difficult markets, I suppose. And then the third option, of course, is the delivery option. And this is something that, again, people are very excited about and wanting to get online. But it's very, very scary. And the prospects of paying, again, 35% just for the pleasure of being online against all your competition is not something that we found to be very, very appealing for a lot of these restaurateurs. So what we've done here, again, is partner with some other companies that are able to do it at a lot better rates. So we're talking about sort of 6% fees here rather than 32 and 35. What this is right now is a delivery system that basically, again, an online menu generated and then a driver actually coming to pick it up and deliver it as well. Now, that delivery module is still being worked on, so I have the delightful pleasure of saying the delivery is on its way, and it should be a full rollout and ready to go in the next sort of 10 days. That's just for the UK integration. There is delivery available already through QuickOrder in Norway and coming into Denmark as well. So with just the UK, the last one to get going. But again, these are the options that we have built and created to support the SMEs during this tough time. And to be totally honest with you guys and to help you set it, we are not making anything from this at all. We're giving away our software for free. We are hoping that if you liked the software after everything has calmed down, that you might go, wow, these guys are great. We'll stick with them for a little bit. There are no contracts associated with any of our software at all. So if that wasn't the case, we're here to help for the time being. And you can say thank you very much, George. Thank you very much, QuickOrder, and you can be on your way. If that's the case as well, we're not going to hold anything against you. We're just here to support you. So yeah, now we'll be going through a couple of the other aspects and actually talking to one of our clients in Norway to find out a little bit more about what it's been like actually using these software And again, try and think of it not just in quick order, but what this experience might just be for any of these kind of solutions and getting online now.
So here we are talking to Andreas, who's one of our clients in Norway. Andreas owns a restaurant called Restaurant Rouse in Oslo in West Norway. And just we want to have a quick chat and find out a little bit more about how Andreas had sort of experienced COVID so far and what he'd done to get online and really try and deal and support his local community as well. So Andreas, just to start off with, could you tell us a little bit more about the type of restaurant you're running and a little bit more about what you're trying to do there?
Yeah, sure. We're a local restaurant in a town right outside of Ålesund, about 8,000 residents. So we started in 2018 and try to focus on being a place for everyone. Since it's a small town, we're not specialized in anything. Our chef calls our menu comfort food, and we just try to use local produce and be something for everyone. We seat about 75 people, and we're 5 full-time employees and about 13 part-time employees at Rouse. I'm one of the founders and owners, not involved in the daily bit, but I do the business and administration part of it.
Okay, fantastic. And obviously, so 2018, you're relatively new as a restaurant. This must have been quite a sort of almost a terrifying time, I suppose, to be in the industry. What kind of changes did you have to make immediately?
Well, it was 2019 kind of was our starting year. We started late 2018, so we started 2020 with like the focus of we did a lot of changes. We had done all the investing we needed, so we were ready to really make some money and run our business well. And then this happened almost at the start. So the 12th of March, the government said that all restaurants that could not facilitate at least 2 meters between tables or between guests had to close. And for us, I kind of knew that this would change the mentality of our customers, even though we could facilitate 2 meters between the tables. We kind of knew that people wouldn't go out and use our restaurants as they did. So we immediately had to temporarily lay off the staff, kept it going with just one chef, my wife, and just said that we have to try to change the takeaway and see what we can manage to get or keep of the income running it as a takeaway restaurant.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the same experiences we've heard across Europe. Actually, is the first move is to create a skeleton staff and look at where the bare minimums are and see how we again sort of move forward from there. You mentioned just now that you have a set 70 covers in the restaurant. Was that with the 2 meter spacing? Was that pre-COVID?
That was yeah. So
yeah.
About half, I guess.
Okay.
Now,
yeah. Well, it's actually a very interesting topic, actually, the spacing and the capacities that's going to return after, just to see, are consumers going to be running back into sort of the close knit dining that we saw before, or are we now going to have more of an aspect of more of a concentration, I suppose, on the overall experience with a bit more space. So yeah, that's certainly something that you'd be looking at. And did you make any changes at all to your menu for the COVID-19 period?
No, we actually more expanded it. We decided to go for the takeaway solution and the online solution, and we just decided to do both lunch and dinner menu at the same time. Normally in the restaurant, it's lunch from around 11 to 3 o'clock, and then it's dinner, so it's a different menu. And so we just put everything online, and what we saw was that people often bought dinner for lunch and lunch for dinner and bought extra stuff for dinner. So that, in a weird way, just made us sell more, actually.
Okay, and when you're talking about extras, are you talking about sort of upsells? Is it extra bacon, extra eggs, that kind of thing, or?
Yeah, both actually, because we see that people buy dinner like spare ribs and a beef, and then they buy from the lunch menu, they buy a Caesar salad and a chicken salad on the side. So that happened, but also we see a upsale very much on like the normal dinner takeaway orders. People always hook like more bacon, more cheese, extra sauce. So I don't think we see any orders that are plain. There's always something extra, and we don't. Since it's not maybe that visible when you're in the restaurant, we don't see it that much there.
Okay, that's it's quite interesting actually, just to see, because would there be a time, do you think, that you would have experienced with or experimented, I suppose, with putting lunch a lunch menu for dinner, or is this kind of forced the scenario a little bit?
It's the scenario we have. We have some of our regulars might ask, could I get a salad, because they know we have it. So we've sold some of it earlier, but not at all in this scale. And it was kind of just we just try. We put everything out there. We just need the revenue we can get in this period. So we didn't think it would affect us in this way. We just put everything out there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so from my perspective as well, I've certainly seen the industry, in the hospitality industry, sort of split into almost two camps here, where we have half the industry are a bit like yourself, who are very eager to keep the doors open and keep customers in happy and supported in their communities, and then there's others that either have a little bit more, potentially a little bit more money or anything as a security, but are actually right now are quite happy to sit and wait and sort of look to see what's happening with the industry now. There is a growing fear that these lockdown periods could be extended and extended. Is there any advice that you could give to restaurants about potentially starting to look into changing their ways now before or whilst they still have an opportunity to? Is there anything you can say to some of the others out there?
Yeah, well, at least my opinion is, or we see that we did the right choice for us, because if we had closed, as several of our other restaurants did, we would not have been able to get back all this lost revenue. It would be too hard to start again after, because at the first they talked about two weeks maybe lockdown, and then it was a month, and now they don't know. So the fact that we kind of got a head start and just got out there, started with this takeaway online sales, that's what eventually will save us, because we wouldn't have had the chance to get back the lost revenue if not.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about it earlier, just with the dinner and the lunch menus, but just also almost forcing people into this delivery as the only opportunity to keep a restaurant open right now.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunities to learn a little bit more about that, how that particular sector of hospitality does work. So
yeah.
Going forward, do you think you're likely to keep the delivery options and online ordering available, or would you be looking to shift back more towards your core objectives before COVID?
We will definitely keep it. We said early that we will use this period to be in front when this is over, so that we are then both the restaurant as normal business with our events and our open restaurant as normal, but also with this takeaway and ordering or delivery business. We see, as a small restaurant in a small village, we know most of our customers, and we see now with these online orders with their names on it that this is not our regular customer base. So this is new customers that normally would not use us, and now they can, and we deliver to the entire town. Maximum it's about 15 minutes drive, and this is customers that we didn't have, and that I think we will keep after this, and it would be an extra revenue for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really nice to actually be able to increase sort of customer follow-up in these times as well. But are these guys, once everything's back to normal, if there is a normal, but let's say the new normal, once we've got this new normal, do you think you're going to be able to sit in the restaurant and order that chicken Caesar salad wrap, or do you think that's going to be a takeaway only?
I think the chefs just have to get used to it. It's kind of it's a new way for them. They kind of change the kitchen between lunch and dinner normally, and now they have to keep it open, or all the ingredients at all times. But I think we discussed it this Sunday actually, and especially this with people buying a lot of salads for dinner. Okay, if that's what they want, then that's what we'll have to keep. So yeah, I think we'll continue. Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, Andres, thank you so much for your time today. And obviously, guys, if you ever catch yourself in Western Norway and Ålesund, go and try it out, because these salads are obviously something he's doing something right over there. If outselling the burgers. So yeah, guys, if you catch yourself in Norway, go and see Andreas in Restaurant House. And thank you very much for your time today. Excellent to talk to you, and good luck with everything going forward.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Andreas. So yeah, that was a quick conversation with Andreas, one of our clients in Norway, who's obviously seen a really good bit of success and in being able to change around his sort of approach during COVID, and obviously is taking some advantages and some learnings from this time as well. Now, just to round off this today's sort of learning and good conversation, I suppose I wanted to bring back Mads, our CEO, and talk a little bit more about what we kind of expected to see in the future, I suppose, of restaurateurs and the industry post COVID. So Mads, have you got any sort of thoughts or anything we've sort of picked up over Europe, I suppose, talking to our clients about, how we're expecting the industry to behave, and what is the new normal, really going to look like?
Yeah, so sure, and yeah, amazing with Rouse and how they doubled their business during this period. Really shows that you have to think innovative and you have to try out new things in times like these and don't just sit around and wait. But to touch on your topic, I think that if we start with how consumers will change their behavior, I think it's really important to keep in mind that social distancing are now being talked about as a thing for the next 12 months and not just until after the lockdown. So I really think that we'll see a change in behavior where people will tend to do more takeaway and delivery, and the new full service restaurant will not just be the expectance of having in dine capabilities and seatings. The consumers will expect you as a full service restaurant to actually do takeaway or delivery, and that's a whole new game for a lot of restaurants. And now is the perfect time to start learning, because now you can focus specifically on learning the whole takeaway delivery model and really nail that. And you already know as a restaurateur, how full service restaurateur, how to do in dining and how to seat people and give them that really good personal experience. But you probably have zero to none experience in doing the whole takeaway part. So I really think that in order to learn how consumers react and interact with takeaway, now is a really good time to try and experiment with it.
Yeah, it's certainly for the testing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% behind that. I think it's been a really interesting period across Europe, just to see exactly which countries have been fast, to adopt these changes, which have been slow, and and what we can actually take as learnings from these countries a little bit further ahead than us, like the Scandinavian ones, as opposed to Europe. Now, you also mentioned just now about the seating and the sort of the in-restaurant experience,
Yeah.
and that's quite an interesting topic as well, about how that might change in the future and following COVID, because we've seen reports just as social distancing started about restaurants saying, restaurants putting the 2 meters distances at a minimum between tables, and obviously, from the first point of view, that's going to cut into your margins. How many people can you sit in your restaurant at each time? But
Yeah.
actually, what we saw was the margins were actually staying the same, and there was a bigger order per table because the atmosphere was then better. So
Yeah.
how do you think the in-restaurant sort of dining might change?
Well, basically it doesn't change, because it's always been that if you provide a good experience and the atmosphere is good, you raise your sales. And it's obvious. I know maybe not a lot of restaurateurs look at this kind of data, but what we see when we look at the data on our clients is that there is always tables. Before COVID, there was always tables in every restaurant performing better than other tables. Why is that, could one ask? What we found out was exactly the atmosphere. So people would expect a new kind of atmosphere to the in-dining experience, and they'll probably expect a more intimate atmosphere where they feel more like dining at home, 2 and 2 or 4 and 4. So you get them that comfy, homey feeling, safe feeling, where they can't hear what the table right next to them are talking about, like we would be able to pre-COVID. But
Yes.
post-COVID, I really think that giving that sense of safety and privacy will really be the thing that sparks people's interest and will make them comfortable. And then, if you are able to make them comfortable, I actually think we'll see a rise in sales, because a Gallup study shows, at least in the Nordics, but I actually imagine it would be the same all across Europe, that 1 in 5 expect to go out more post-COVID. And if you want to be one of the restaurants that capitalize on those 1 in 5s, I really think that you need to create that safe environment and safe atmosphere that people are comfortable visiting and enjoying a meal with their closest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what's interesting again is you touched on it, and you said that not every restaurant would have the ability to look at those kind of tables and work out which table is actually doing the best and the reasons behind it. We do have that visibility through the data in our service, which obviously provides a very good tool for the industry for this kind of thing. Now, yeah, obviously we would love to recommend our own services to help restaurateurs in this time. But if just as a general piece of advice, you do need to look for a system that that has that next layer of data now and has that usability as a tool that's not just an EPOS. And this may again sound a little salesy, and I apologize for that if it does, of course. But for the time being, right now we need to know exactly what's going on with restaurants and how exactly they're going to make their money after. So from our point of view, and I think it's quite a nice sort of point to round off today's conversation, make sure your service providers actually are providing all of the service that they can. We're getting to a point now where we're getting technology is being split between different providers, and it is making things a little more complicated for today's chefs and restaurateurs. So obviously if you did need a little bit more of a hand in getting to that next stage and making sure you are ready for post-COVID, we're here to help, and that's the message really that we want to convey. If you do need the help, you know who to go to. You now know that there are people out there that are fighting your corner and fighting for the good of restaurants post. So thank you very much for your time just at the top of the conversation, and then right now at the end, Mads. It's been wonderful to peek into your mind and hear a little bit more. But yeah, just great time today, and thanks for joining me.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much for joining us today. That's all from Quick Order for right now. If you did need some more information, feel free to visit our website at www.quickorder.io, or look out for some more of this content as we look to try and help you get through this crazy time. Thank you very much.